Welcome, my Mercurial mercenaries, for a short, sharp video, the worst to best of Mac Demarco. I can imagine there are a few detractors of Mac Demarco out there who might describe his music in general as lolloping and lazy. Now, I like that aspect of his work. Mac Demarco is very much someone who, rather than stand, he would sit down, and rather than sit down, he would lie down. To me, his songs often come across as unfinished. It's like they're fragments. But I like to think of it more that they're doodles. He's doodling in the form of music. Sound-wise, it's often quite straightforward, but there's diamonds in the rough when it comes to the chords. I'll be listening and then I'll hear him do something and I'll think, that's it. That's why we're here. That's why we're listening. That's why we, collectively, enjoy music. He'll go to an unexpected note in a melody, or he'll drift off into a magical mystery tour Beatles instrumental extravaganza. But I think most of all, and this is something I've never heard anyone else mention, but I think Mac Demarco is quite similar to Bob Dylan in that these fragments, these unfinished songs, these pieces of music where I think, really, you're ending there? I think they could probably be taken by somebody else and made better. In the same way that Bob Dylan may have written All Along the Watchtower, it's the Jimi Hendrix version that you need to listen to. And with a song like My Kind of Woman, I listened to the poppy version of that song and I just thought, this is genius. But of course it's Mac Demarco who wrote it. Mac Demarco, the new Bob Dylan. Mac Demarco, holed up in a studio similar to this one, now has a body of work. And it's this body of work that we are now going to rank. And because I'm saying it, this is definitive, because my word is gospel. At number 6, it's Here Comes the Cowboy. This might not be a surprise. I wanted to rank it higher to be obtuse, but this is his worst album. Now, every Mac Demarco album has beautiful highlights. This one just has a few too many lowlifes. A glance at the track list of this album reminds me that the singles released ahead of time were all great, and the track Skyless Moon is one of his best pieces of work. However, there's enough here to put this album into position 6. Perhaps the best position, because it's the best number. Shh. In number 5, we have Salad Days, admittedly another fan favourite. Fantastic gatefold on this one. We've got beautiful production, we've got the use of samples. Fantastic songs to just listen, relax and have a beer to. Number 5. At number 4, we have another one. Album, mini album, EP, whatever. We're calling it an album for the purposes of this video. Another one. This album has his greatest song, in my opinion, Without Me. So, for that reason, you need to listen to it. Fantastic. For a while there, I thought this might be number 1. But it's number 4. At number 3, we have 2. Believe me, I wanted to put 2 at number 2, but unfortunately 2 is at number 3. I can't keep saying this, but fantastic album. This is the album that has My Kind of Woman on it. And although that song kind of passed me by as just another song on the album the first time I heard it, I appreciate with the passing of time that that song is a modern classic. 2 at number 3. At number 2, we have Rock and Roll Nightclub. Album, mini album, EP, whatever. This is his debut album. This is such a clever piece of work. Recorded on an old 4-track tape machine, a bit of vary speed, slowing the songs down to make his voice sound more Elvis. Although this doesn't really tie in with the rest of his work because of the strange styling, there are elements here that do carry on through. The use of kind of 2 notes. Bum, 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 bum. Just picking 2 notes on a guitar and carrying them through like as a drone. That carries on through the rest of the albums, whether it be on keyboards or guitar or acoustic guitar, just drone notes, bam, 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 shifting the chords around it. And quite often those drone notes are out of tune. On this particular one, this whole album just sounds out of tune, because if you record something and it's a little bit wayward with your tuning, if you want it to sound more in tune, speed it up. If you want any errors to magnify, slow it down. He slows it down. There's just some great drinking songs on this album. Baby's Wearing Blue Jeans, my favourite song on the album. European Vegas, classic. And Mac DeMarco looking like Sid Vicious with lipstick. Number 2. And so, at number 1, we have This Old Dog. I've mentioned drinking songs in his other work, but this one is more sentimental. It's more from the heart. And with songs like On the Level, the musicianship is just mwah, on the level. My favourite song on this album, Moonlight on the River. Watching him fade away brings a tear to my eye. How much more yellow can you be? Even if you went and asked Chris Martin to his face, how much more yellow can you be? The answer's none more. None more yellow. Number 1, This Old Dog. Thank you, my mercenaries. We've listened through each of those albums before. I'll link to them down below. Press like if you like this. Press thumbs down if you didn't. Subscribe if you haven't. Whatever. Thank you. I think that was short and sharp. Tell me if you want more of this sort of shit. Thank you. Over and